Well, here we are out again, just going for a little walk into Yeovil and have a look to see what's happening around the town of Yeovil. And we just stopped here because some little hanging cups and saucers. We have a look, and somebody's placed some cups and saucers just hanging from a tree, hanging from the fence here, and they've got seeds in there to feed the birds. What a really nice idea. Anyway, we're going to have a walk down by the sea. By the sea. We're just going to have a little walk down here now. There's actually a little brook just down there. We can't see the water in it yet, but we can hear it. I think as we go a little bit further down we can actually see it. So we're in England, we're in the UK, we got here okay, and I got here okay.
As well, your test.
Yeah, so I was due to have my day 2 test, and we went along to the Asda car park on the Monday morning, which was my day 2, and went along for my test, and when I got there, the man said, "You're not on the list." So got out my phone and showed him my booking. He said, "This was for yesterday." I got the date wrong.
It's a good job it wasn't me.
So yes, I got the date wrong, but he said you'll actually be registered as a no-show, but you do the test anyway. So I did the test, and this morning I had a message to say that the test had been received, it was being analysed, and then shortly afterwards received another message to say that I was negative.
That was less than 24 hours, which is very good.
So really quite impressed. That was with Eurofins, and it was a PCR test, and you no longer need to have the PCR test. If you're flying from Mallorca to the UK, you only need to have a lateral flow test, which is a little cheaper. Though I did see somewhere someone was saying that you can get very cheap PCR tests now, but I'm not really sure that's correct. So I haven't checked that. The lateral flow tests should be cheaper. I don't think they don't seem to be a lot cheaper, but that's every little counts, as some advertising slogan says. So that's one relief. Nobody has contacted me yet from Test and Trace, so that's another relief. That was one of my concerns, was that the track and tracing people, or tracing and tracking people would contact me.
How long can they get in touch with you?
I don't know. I guess they could contact me at any point really and just say, "Look, you've come into contact with someone." I don't have any apps because we don't live in the UK, so I wouldn't have the NHS tracking app anyway. It's really if it could come from the aeroplane, and the aeroplane I was on was ram-packed full, so I suppose there's a reasonable chance that somebody on there could have tested positive. That doesn't appear to have happened so far, so I'm happily walking the streets, listening to the birds sing, and we're on our way into Yeovil.
In the beautiful autumnal countryside.
It is. All the leaves are beginning to change colour now. Still got some green leaves, but as we've wandered around, we've seen lots of lovely autumnal colours, sort of the browns and reds almost. Hopefully we'll see some as we walk in. And the main reason obviously for us to come to the UK was to see our new granddaughter, and for all of the family to get together. It only happened very briefly, so we all went out for Sunday lunch, and 15 of us all together now, which includes 7 grandchildren. So it was really nice to be all together. We didn't manage, yet again, we didn't manage to get a photograph of all 15 of us at the same time, but we did get one really important photograph, and that's the photograph with Anita and I with all 7 grandchildren, and that's one to treasure. So I might actually include that in the video, so you can all have a look at Anita and I with our 7 grandchildren. Just going to wander across the road because this is where the brook we said earlier comes, and you just have a look down there. You can see there is some nice flowing water there. Looks nice and clean. And this is nature. This is nature where it's totally natural here, where you've got the water running through and all the different plants growing. Beautiful. So we walk down a little bit further. It's a really nice path that we're going on now into Yeovil, and it actually goes along the airfield. You probably didn't realise there was an airfield in Yeovil, but there is. Belongs to Leonardo's. Leonardo's used to be Westlands, not taken over, and it's where they make helicopters, and so it's not really for aeroplanes. In fact, there's not really a runway there as such, just a place for the helicopters to take off and land. And so far we've not heard any, so it's been very quiet. But in their busy times there can be lots of helicopters taking off and landing. And I know you can't smell it, but it smells autumnal as well.
Damp.
Damp, yeah, I suppose that's right. It is a little bit damp underfoot. And we're seeing a few leaves.
Coming over from the trees.
I need to hear a helicopter.
No, helicopters coming down from the trees.
Oh, sorry. The helicopters are coming down from the trees, so yes. So we look here.
Is it a sycamore?
Ready to fall, to scatter their seeds, to grow some new trees. And I just like to walk by the running water. It's just a nice sound.
If you want to go to the toilet.
Oh, trust you to bring that up. So Westland, Leonardo have some playing fields here, and quite a large leisure centre. This is actually Yeovil Cricket Club next to the leisure centre. It's not cricket time of year. Grass is looking good though. And we found another path to walk along where it's nice and quiet, no cars, no traffic, just trees, a little bit of countryside, and the occasional walker who's on the same path as us. Morning. So this is Yeovil Cricket Club here, just to our left as we're walking down the path. I can imagine that's quite pleasant on a weekend in the summer. Nothing much happening there today. Just coming up to a little bridge over our brook. It's actually so overgrown you can't see the water down below. This is the Westlands Leisure Centre, We've actually only ever walked in there, we've not actually...
I've been in.
Have you been in? What have you been in there for? I've been in just to have a look.
I've been in and had a drink.
There's a coffee, yeah, there's a little coffee bar in there. But other things as well. It's very nice. And it retains the Westlands name. And right across, Anita's noticed some beautiful berries on this tree. Really bright red, and the leaves, they're almost the same colour. Really beautiful. So it's pause for a photo time. I've just paused for a photo, and Anita's taken a photo. If she sends that to me, I might even include that. There you go. We'll see. So it must be very busy at this Westland Entertainment and Conference Centre, because there's lots of parked cars here, lots of cars parked in the area. And just beyond the other side is where the Westlands, or should I say Leonardo's, is, and where we sometimes go to see the helicopters take off. Busy car park. Anita's busily sending off the photograph to all and sundry. There's something going on because there's people who are, I don't know, in yellow high-vis jackets. I'm not sure what's going on up there.
What are you going to see?
I'm just going to investigate. Do you want to go and ask the man, see what's going on, see if it's for us or not for us? And here's us thinking it's something exciting. It's a COVID centre. Go and get yourself tested. Now, I did that the other day and I'm negative, so I don't need another test.
Look at this amazing tree.
Another amazing tree, and he's just pointing out just in front of us there.
Somebody tell us what it is. Is it a weeping willow?
Certainly weeping. Quite surprising how many people are actually going down there to be tested. Although it's still quite rife in this part of the country, in the southwest of England, and the numbers seem to be quite high here. Just see that the brook has changed sides now, and a little waterfall there.
Oh my goodness, that looks
Looks
like
as though
a
it's
body
gonna-
in there.
I don't think it's a body. There is something down there, but I don't think it's a body, dear. Been watching too many of those programmes on the TV.
Hollington Drive started last night.
But isn't this just a beautiful walk? And it has got lighting. There's a street light on here, so people use this in the evenings as well. But for us, just to walk down to the town, it's really, really pleasant.
And it's not raining.
Now, the weather forecast is actually, it's going to be quite warm today, up to about 17 degrees Celsius. I think it's about 15 at the moment, so it's not cold at all. So Anita's all wrapped up because she thinks because we're in England it has to be cold.
Taking my gloves off.
Because you don't need them. But everything's very damp, and so lots of the weeds are growing, and lots of nettles along here, stinging nettles, which I tell the children at school about, and they're less familiar with them in Mallorca because it's not damp enough, so that they don't really see the nettles.
There's toadstools there.
The remains of. Now the trees above us are quite dense, all the branches, making it really quite dark, but beautiful.
It is a lovely walk, this, isn't it?
Popular with the dog owners. They don't have to worry about traffic. You can safely bring your dogs for a walk along here. Lots of places for them to investigate. So we could go straight on, but we're actually going to turn right. We'll go up here, because this actually takes us right close to the airfield, so if there are any helicopters preparing to take off, we might be able to see them. We have it on good authority that there are some due to fly this week, but it's a matter of getting the times right. We've walked along here and seen people with their telephoto lenses ready to take photographs, and they spend hours upon hours waiting for the helicopters to take off. A lot of the helicopters here are military, so helicopters destined for the Royal Navy. So they begin their life here, and then they get shipped out to different air stations or to ships. We're just coming up to the airfield now, and it's all fenced off, of course. There we are, just to our right now.
Helicopter there.
And in the distance, you can actually see a helicopter or two, but nothing's taking off. Over to the right there, we've got the COVID testing station, should we need it. I don't think we will. It's going back to Mallorca. We don't need to have any tests because we've been double jabbed, so it's just filling in the health form, which is similar to the passenger locator form that you fill in when you come back, when we came back to England. So it's just called the health form. Fill it in and we should be okay. We've got a few more days here yet, and might be going to some different places. Some birds out there. Crows are there, yeah, black crows. And that's actually the runway, if you would like to call it a runway.
Oh, two helicopters, isn't
And there is a little bit of controversy at the moment here in Yeovil, because Westland Leonardo's want to put a proper runway, which would help them with their takeoffs and landings. And the local community are not really very keen on having a proper runway. I think it might mean more noise. But you've got to think, it might help to keep jobs here in Yeovil. And we all know how difficult it is with jobs at the moment. So we'll see what happens with that. We'll be obviously coming back to Yeovil over the next months and years, and we'll see if we do get a runway over there. So this is actually one of the areas where we often see the photographers. There's none out yet today, so whether anything will be going off later on, I don't know. It does sound as though something's warming up.
We're not going to wait here.
But we're not going to wait. Anita says we're not going to wait. And here we are now, getting towards the residential parts now. So we're going to be leaving the footpath and going into the town. And when we get there, we'll make another little video of the Yeovil High Street, as it were. I'm not sure it's called the High Street, but there is a main road that runs down the centre where the shops are. I haven't been there for quite a while, since August, so it'll be interesting to see what the difference is. So thank you very much for watching, and if you want to watch the town of Yeovil, you need to tune in to the next little video. So bye for now.
Bye.
Bye.